Welcome to this episode of
We Go Fregeau!
Starring Maria Robertson and Dr. Paul Fregeau.
Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the DPS podcast, Here We Go Fregeau. I'm Maria Robertson, Director of Community Engagement, and joining me is the Superintendent of Decatur Public Schools, Dr. Paul Fregeau, and we have special guest, 6th grade Parsons teacher, Melissa Goede, and EHS teacher, Stephanie Koster. Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hey, Maria. Great to be here.
It is an exciting day to be here. As many of you know, DPS challenged our teachers and staff to choose one of the many students who inspire them to come to work every day. And after posting a video with student reactions to learn their impact they have on us, we are proud to say our challenge has gone viral throughout the world. So as of now, the video has reached 3.2 million people and counting in the United States, Canada, Mexico, England, France, Spain, Brazil, Germany, China, Japan, Australia, Egypt, and several other countries. What do y'all say about that?
It's insane.
Yeah. Yes.
Unexpected.
Amazing.
For this week's podcast, we wanted to focus on the outpouring of positivity in the district and surrounding school districts due to the viral spread of this challenge, and a little bit of the backstory behind how it started, and if we can expect any more I Choose You challenges in the future.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's exciting to think about it happening again.
It's kind of cool how other districts are like, hey, maybe we should do this. So
Yes.
that's kind of neat that we've started this little domino effect. So it's really neat.
So, Maria, since this was your idea to begin this in our district, maybe you can be the one to explain how this all started.
Well, there was another school district, I won't name it, but it was a spinoff of their idea. They did a similar video, and their take was, we are here for you. And they did the same thing. They wanted to tell their students that they were there for them, and that kind of was powerful. And I wanted to do something similar of that. And so Colin and I had talked a little bit back and forth, and we found that I Choose You, it has a greater impact and it means a lot. So anyway, that was how we came up with the I Choose You challenge at DPS. So pretty exciting. But let's get back to the teachers. I wanted them to share with us a little bit. Ms. Koster and Ms. Goede, tell me about your experiences when you watched the video. Did you either of you ever expect it to get this big and gone? I mean, what everybody says it went viral.
Not at all. When we were asked to do this, I had no forethought of where this is going to go. It was just more so in the moment of how can I give back to a student that's given so much to me. So I didn't think about, well, this is going on the internet and it would go viral. I absolutely did not think about that at all. But the experience was emotional. I think that's just that's the highlight of it, was just the emotion behind it. I mean, I was in it, obviously, so I made myself emotional, if that's weird to say. Not to toot my own horn, but I made myself cry. But to watch all these teachers have this connection with all of their students, I felt that the way that they felt that. So if they felt anything that I felt, it just makes you tear up. So it was just very emotional to know that there's all these teachers in this district who just have such a close bond with some of these kids and how much that means to everybody.
Right.
Yeah, and Maria, you had mentioned earlier about the feedback from other communities around us, and that was one thing I wasn't expecting, was friends on Facebook, fellow teachers from other districts,
Really?
Tagging me and saying, I can't believe you did this. This is awesome.
Same.
I wish our school would do this.
Very cool.
Yeah, I had former students actually who tagged me in it, and they were like, Mrs. Koster, I can't believe it. And I was like, oh my God, my kids are seeing this, other kids at other schools are seeing this. I've had family who shared it with everyone, and I was like, I can't believe you're all watching this right now. I never thought that they would.
What was the furthest point away from Decatur that you guys had someone contact you?
Good question. I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know.
Some of my family up in northern Illinois.
Yeah,
Really?
same.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I'm sure I know that my mom shared it on her Facebook, so she's got friends all over. So who knows how far it reached?
That's very cool. So, Melissa and Stephanie were teachers who took on the I Choose You challenge. Walk us through your experience with your student during the challenge, and what was it like?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Stephanie said it best when she said it was emotional. I was emotional when I was preparing for it, and so I thought I had gotten myself prepared when I was going to do it because I thought I'd gotten that all out, but I wasn't expecting or prepared for his reaction, and so that was moving and touching to experience his reaction to that. So it was very emotional.
If I remember correctly, Colin shared with me right when he got back from your recording that your student had to ask you to say it again because he
Yes.
heard you, but it didn't sink in.
He acted shocked, like, what?
Me?
I
Right.
had to repeat it more than once to him that, yes, I choose you. I had to kind of drive it home.
And he actually shed a tear during,
He did,
yeah,
one
that's-
single little tear.
that was sweet.
That was sweet.
Yeah, like I said, very emotional. I also prepared for it. I wrote the letter out, and I was like, I hope I keep my composure during this. I don't want to blubber through it, and she won't even know what I'm saying to her. I actually ended up giving her the letter that I wrote so she could keep it and
Oh my
reflect on it.
gosh.
So she could reflect on
great
it.
idea.
Yeah. So I gave it to her to hold on to, and she had such sweet things to say to me afterwards, and I wasn't expecting her to come back to me and say all these kind things to me. So, and she said, I had her, excuse me, as a honor sophomore, and she's like, you wrote me a note when I was a sophomore too, and I still have it to this day, and
Oh my
I'm gonna keep
goodness.
this too. So it was just, I'm getting emotional talking about it. So yeah, and it was just in the moment, even though I prepared the words, like we ended up holding each other's hand just because we were both starting to feel it, and so we just wanted to, kind of keep close. And so
reassurance
yeah,
that
so
you're there.
yeah.
Very cool. Paul, what was one of your favorite student-teacher interactions that you saw in the video?
Well, as people know, I'm fairly emotional at times, and I've watched it so many times, and I don't want to. I just each time I watch it, it's like I focus on another one.
Uh-huh.
But if I had to say one, it was her student with the one singular tear.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said too. I told her that when I walked in.
I'm like, oh wow, that means so much to him. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, well, it was my pleasure.
Yeah, I gotta stop now.
What about you guys? Did you, other than your own, was there any other teacher-student
There was
interaction?
There was one young man, he had a white shirt on, and his teacher had a red shirt on. I think I wrote her name, Kelsey Dubé.
Oh, yeah.
And just his genuine, emotion and affection for her when she's told him, that to me was just like, oh, it was so sweet.
Was that the one where you just couldn't stop smiling?
Yes, he was very
grinning?
smiley the
Okay,
whole
that was
time.
right. That's
And then he
right.
just gave her a great big hug, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh. And then at the end when everyone was hugging, and that was emotional.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The same too. Actually, I walked in and I confirmed that she was the one who had the young man sitting in the chair who was like, me? And then cried at the end. I was like, was that you? Because that's the one I was going to say. And also Kelsey Dewitt with her student as well, because I felt like those two reactions,
Yes.
although very different, yours was more so kind of to themselves and processing and emotional, and whereas the high schooler was just kind of excited to know
Yes.
that he was thought about. So two very different reactions, but I thought very emotional at
Powerful.
the same time. Yeah.
Dr. Fregeau, what was the biggest takeaway you had from this challenge, and why is this so important for our students and staff?
Well, I'll start with the last question first.
Okay.
I think it's really important for our students and our staff because everybody knows that works in education. There's highs and lows, hour to hour, day to day, week to week. I think it's important that this is out there so when those times hit that you're struggling and you're wondering if I'm going to make it, because everybody has those days. I understand that. I've used it already. I go watch the video. And
oh, yeah. That's kind of neat.
it's like, yep,
That's why we're
Yep,
here.
that's why we're here. That's why I come to work every day. And so I think that's why I think it's important. I think it's a great resource for our folks when they see their own colleagues interacting in that way with students. It helps them reflect on that student that brings them in. Hopefully it helps relieve some of the stress and anxiety our folks feel when they come to work on certain days. And my biggest takeaway is no matter how many times I watch it, it's still emotional. That doesn't go away. And that's why I think it's so powerful, because it doesn't matter how many times you watch it.
That's right. It had to be really difficult for our teachers and staff to choose only one of their students. And that being said, the reality is every child, every student in Decatur Public Schools inspires us to come to work every day. And for all the students who weren't in the video, what message do either one of our teachers have for them?
I thought about this, and I think that they don't understand that I spend more time with them than I do my own family and my own household.
That's right.
So it's like they influence me more than I think they'll ever know. All of them, all the time, whether it be good or bad, any single day. Like, I'm with you more than the people in my own house throughout the week. So they teach me so many things, and I learn and grow through them all the time. And so just because I chose one of them does not mean that every day they're impacting me somehow, because I'm with them more than any other person.
That's right.
I would tell each and every one of them that I love and value each of them, and that Bernard was their spokesperson. So,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That's a
but
great
I
way.
I would want them to know that I'm grateful for having them in my life.
That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Well, with how much positive feedback we received from the I Choose You challenge, we're now eager to ask the question, will there be more episodes of I Choose You? And I think we have come to the conclusion of possibly doing another segment of it this year. We had some teachers that have already been scheduled, so we're excited to release another segment of the I Choose You and taking it to another step further in the future, and maybe choosing having the students choose the teachers
That's what I
that
was gonna
have
say.
inspired
That's
them.
I was gonna,
So-
we'd like feedback on that from
Yeah.
you out there and our listeners. I'd really like to see it flip too. A teacher hearing from a student how much they mean to the student
Yeah.
as well, because there's that, you could tell from this video those students appreciated it, and I'm sure they would say something very similar to what the teacher said, but it'd be interesting to hear that.
It will be, yes.
Yes. And,
More
More
tears.
tissues.
Yes, more tears.
More tissues. Kleenex, we're going to invest in our videos.
Ooh, that could be a sponsor.
A
What do you
sponsor
think?
by Kleenex, yes.
Well, anyone else have anything else, thoughts or other things to share with this experience with I Choose You?
If you allow me to be so informal, Melissa and Stephanie, I'd like to thank you for what you do, because it's not easy. And so thank you for what you do for kids on a daily basis.
Happy you got the opportunity, honestly. Thank you for
I was
asking
proud
us.
to do it.
Yeah.
So-
And thank you for coming up with the challenge.
Yeah. So, there you have it. There will be more episodes of I Choose You. And this concludes the episode of Here We Go Fregeau. We appreciate each of you for taking the time to answer these questions for us and the community. And anyone out there who have ideas or topics in the future for other podcasts with Dr. Fregeau, please leave a comment or a private message on our Facebook page. Everyone, thanks for your time today, and thanks for listening.
Thank you.